Yeah, greetings again, now the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Celestia the first scene. Yeah, remember to share, like, and subscribe. And welcome to all of new subscribers. Them don't know more love and respect, more life. You get what I say? The Chinese them at Jamaica. See, I'm not gonna brief history. The relationship between Jamaican and the Chinese them. You get what I say, and why I think we shouldn't trust them. You understand what I say? Alright, back in the day, just after slavery and thing like that, when Jamaican decided to them ready for work for a wage, the slave master them never want to pay them what them know so them deserve. So Jamaican went on strike, national strike and thing like that, and used to just hang about, especially out of slave master gate, plantation gate and thing like that, with the hope say plantation master will come to him senses and hire them. Anyway, the plantation master them send for indentured labor like the Indian them and the Chinese them and bring them over and thing like that. And they realized that the treatment from the slave master wasn't any different from slavery. You understand? So after a while, them understand where Jamaicans were coming from, because initially they were stereotyping Jamaicans that Jamaicans lazy and them like work and rate and whatever rate. In time they would never have weed, so them couldn't blame weed on that. The Indians were the ones who brought weed into Jamaica, but that's on a different level still. However, the Chinese, maybe I could be wrong. I wish I'm wrong. You understand? We too good for really. Yeah. Anyway, so the Chinese them now, in the 50s and so coming up further, you used to have the Indian and usually more take part and integrate into the society, even though they themselves were a bit, you don't know, sketchy in terms of separation and individualism, which with Jamaicans really have a great problem with that, because where the fundamental basis of the community and the society in general is concerned, they usually play their part, or, you know what I say, are active within them, hence super cat and people like that. You understand what I say? Yeah. But the Chinese now, they used to just draw themselves one side as usual and continue to see themselves as different and a cut above us type of thing, us, you know, and usually just stay one side and play along with the capitalists coming from a communist society. You understand? That's what the Chinese usually do. Came to a point, fast forward to a point where there was a public protest in Jamaica where Jamaican turned against the Chinese and set fire to them buildings and things like that and kick them out of the country. Most of them, for that matter. You understand me? Not from a racist perspective, but from a non-participating perspective, people who are benefiting from vast part of the economy. You understand? Anyway, moving on to the 80s now, 70s, late 70s, 80s now, when, like I've always said all the while, you know, but, yeah, late 70s, 80s now, when Michael Manley was being accused of being a communist and things like that, whether or not it's true, we don't know, yeah, being aligned with Castro. I'm just trying to show you the hypocrisy of the Chinese, and we have to be careful of that. You get what I say? He was linking with communist Cuba, so America and the West didn't want to have anything to do with him. Yet the Chinese are from a communist society. As we know, China is communist. So China is supposed to be aligned with Russia and Cuba and all of them. And should have been like, you know, like my Jamaicans or Michael Manley type thinking. You understand me? However, the Chinese took bribes and prompt and worked with the CIA. You understand what I say? Held back all of the goods, like the basics. So that's why rice was short, soap, toothpaste, and things like that. The Chinese had them stored away, got paid for them. Must have gotten paid for them because they wasn't going to do that sacrifice for the CIA. They love money more than anything else. Common sense tell me that. There's no research. Yeah? But what tell me the fact that they had them stored away was that my dad had a contract, who was a driver, and the people that he drive truck for had a contract to dump the rancid good, the spoiled goods, the goods as a matter of fact, in a Riverton, along with Wooly Powder truck driver. My father keep doing it one day until him give up and say, yo, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not right. You get me? I say people need them things and them things and we are dump daily. How many truckloads of them a day? You understand? That's how we used to get rice with dirty night and thing like that, because people used to scrape them for Remington, bag them up back and sell them back, married them to all a truck tire and thing like that. You don't even have a truck and you have to buy a tire with a rice, with some rice, forget some rice. You understand what I say? Marriage. You know, see it. So my father decided to say, nah, do them thing again. Anyway, him get arrested by some secret police. None of them now have a uniform. Can't go on police station we never see before. We know where that is. Threaten him so with them actions and attitude and thing like that. He'll never enter the US. Anyway, different story that. Yeah, but the Chinese moving forward now, coming up the line again, the government invite China. Alright, no, before that, yeah. We used to have a thing with them called free zone. You get what I say, where Jamaicans used to work in some industrial estate right along the pier, downtown pier, not downtown, the wharf. You get what I say, with a wharf. See, so now that's the people that used to work in there for like Tommy Hilfiger, Nike and things like that. The same sweatshop type thing with them carry out China in a recent time. That did their Jamaica in a more respectable settings and things like that because they had to set up the factories and things like that. I think this came about during the 80s, during Edward Seaga time and things, I'm sure. You understand what I say? And Jamaica people used to work in there and enjoy a little bit of thing. But somehow the government decided to put argument to the factory owners, them, the producers, them, the big brand, them, and things like that, make them know so watch out. The produce that we are making in Jamaica should be sold at a subsidized price to the Jamaican public because we are making them cheap and you are exporting them abroad and then we have to ship them back to Jamaica and sell them. Too much taxes while they are already being made here. Anyway, the company, them never did have that. Them claims that where they are is like a diplomatic zone. It's not really Jamaica type of thing anyway. So whatever. And it never work out. And our political party now decides, so well, then our politicians at the time decide so what they're going to do is like kind of boycott. And even when the argument got out in the public, people started agreeing with it and say, and started to have bad feelings towards the work. The work process started to, and it wasn't like up to standard over there anyway. It wasn't up to acceptable standard. There was a lot of changes needed with the way, especially to the way security treat ladies and things like that. You understand what I say? A lot of changes needed to happen. So complaints start come about and whole heap of things start being said. So what they decided to do now was bring in foreign workers. Guess who the foreign workers were? Chinese. And these Chinese were being paid in the US. Not Jamaican currency. They couldn't pay them that. You understand what I'm saying? Them stay in a hotel uptown or wherever, whatever, come downtown in a coaster and them gone to the mall and work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, Chinese again. Yeah? Fast forward later on again, now the government decides so well the business need to be done and they need to do business with the Chinese through whatever means because all of a sudden China just blew up and whoop, big in our face. Yeah? All we know about China was karate show and bicycle riding and people dressed in a frock and thing like that, and we have them as some little people who need whatever help and benefit them can get out there in the world. That's how we usually view Chinese. That's the overall concept that we had of the Chinese and China. You get what I say? So we never mind Chinese being there and try to develop themselves because that's how we think. Charitable. We are a very charitable people. That's genuinely Jamaican. You understand what I say? So we invited them and offered them opportunities, business trading opportunities. One of the main things is lower tax or non-existent tax for a certain period. And when that period up, what they do is re-register the business in somebody else's name and it's a new couple of years tax-free and it continue go on and so on. You get what I say? So they continue make money sucking blood from our zone that we really needed. You understand? And right through coronavirus and what coronavirus did to us and things like that. China didn't even bat an eye. What I heard that in the news that China even raised the rate by which you travel on the highway that they made, the dual carriageway that they made. You understand me? The dual carriageway called the toll road. You understand what I say? That's what they put the price up in the midst of everything, economic depravity and economic standstill, non-existence, economic growth or anything like that. Yet they choose to do it while if they had any decorum whatsoever within themselves. I hope you have watched this far. If they have had any decorum within themselves as well, they would have looked at the fact and said they are a big superpower. You understand what they can afford to do, we can't. They are the ones who caused this China virus. And it's there, stand still, the world, that Jamaica benefit from travel and trade like that they themselves have shut off. Rather than having a bit of humanity in regards to us, given the fact that we have done so much for them over the years. What they did, put the thing up. You understand what I say? You know, I implore Jamaicans to boycott it. I implore Jamaicans to demand reparation for coronavirus. You understand what I say? Our small, simple little economy is based on tourism. Coronavirus caused the destruction of the economy, basically. You understand what I'm saying? These guys expect to be paid anyway. You understand? It could be described as a blatant business espionage to damage the country so that China can reputably take over like they've always done, like they are reputed to do across the world. Put other economies into economic pressure where they get to take over certain areas of vital importance to themselves and both to the economy. Things that they have seen that could have been highlighted if they had any development interest for the local economy. They could have pointed out certain things that would have enhanced and benefit the economy more. What they choose to do is demand these things in return for bad debt that they themselves have created. So Jamaica, don't allow them to do it. I'm not inspiring any violence or anything against anybody. I mean, it's not manifestable anyway. You understand what I say? But what I am saying, voice, make your voice be heard. Voice your opinion, make your demand, and make some boy know. What am I doing? Lift up the road and carry it back. What are they gonna do? Take the road and carry it back with them? Have you ever noticed the attitude of the Chinese in Jamaica? Do you think that's like because they think you're equals? Nah. People who think you're equals don't act so. Back in the day, them usually act like we equal. No, it's not like that. Don't trust the Chinese. Share, like, and subscribe. More bless.